Mewtwo, the final Pokemon you encounter in Red and Blue, has to be one of the most famous and powerful of all the Pokemon. Trainers love it because of its psychic-type abilities. For a long time, Mewtwo was considered the game's most powerful Pokemon. Despite the availability of a plethora of Pokemon, Mewtwo remains relevant today. Even though it's mysterious and dangerous, this purple psychic humanoid Pokemon continues to be a fan favorite, having appeared in video games, anime, and manga. It possesses an unsettling blend of a profoundly focused mind with overwhelming destructive prowess. Today, let's dive into some cool facts about this Pokemon and appreciate it more. Number 1. Mewtwo was the first Pokemon to appear in the animated series. It all began on the 10th birthday of Ash Ketchum. It's around the same time that the majority of trainers begin their quest to become the Pokemon Master. Although not every trainer achieves the status of Pokemon Master, the prestige of wielding a Pokeball and having Pokemon friends is reason enough to do so. Mewtwo was the very first Pokemon to appear in the entire series. During the intro, it flies across the screen, followed by a Mew. All Pokemon fans have Mewtwo's appearance engraved in their head. Number 2. Team Rocket created Mewtwo in a lab. If you haven't seen the Pokemon movies yet, you should do so immediately because you will not be disappointed. The Pokemon movies, such as Pokemon the First Movie and Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution, provide important storylines about Mewtwo and the entire series. Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution is the most recent Mewtwo film released in 2019. According to the first film, Mewtwo was produced in a secret lab using cloning technology. They created Mewtwo in an orange fluid-filled tank, which is unsettling to say the least. The tank was unable to contain Mewtwo's evil power, resulting in the deaths of numerous of the scientists who developed him. Number 3. It wasn't always a villain. Originally, the writers and directors planned to make Mewtwo a kind-hearted Pokemon like others. Unfortunately, Mewtwo may have turned evil as a result of the circumstances under which he was placed by Team Rocket. Mewtwo had no desire to be used as a test subject in a lab for the rest of his life. Given that he was born into a society of greed and deception, his violent outbursts seemed nearly justifiable. If Mewtwo hadn't been depicted as a monster in Pokemon the First Movie, we might have had a different opinion of him. Number 4. He can talk like a human. Mewtwo is capable of communicating with humans in the English language via the ability of telepathy, depending on your region. People are oddly unsurprised when they hear Mewtwo talk, but the performance must go on. Only a few Pokemon, such as Ghastly, Meowth, Lugia, Pikachu, Larvitar, and some others can communicate with humans via mind control, telepathy, or human speech. Nevertheless, Mewtwo is one of the rare Pokemon who can communicate in human-like manners. Number 5. Mewtwo is a genius Pokemon. Despite being powerful, this Pokemon also has intelligence much beyond that of most other Pokemon and humans. Mewtwo created a laboratory for cloning Pokemon in the little time we saw him in Pokemon the First Movie, completing the work that the scientists had begun. He also gathered a clone army to try to extinguish humanity. So it's not like he reinvented the wheel. Whether you're a Pokemon fan or not, it's still a huge accomplishment. Number 6. He's actually Mew's clone. Mewtwo is a clone of Mew, hence the name Mewtwo. As a clone, this Pokemon possesses even more strength than Mew, yet he lacks Mew's purity. Regardless, Mew can defeat him in a fight because their combat power is similar. Number 7. He contains human DNA. One of the most popular fan theories about Mewtwo is that he is the first Pokemon-human hybrid because he has human DNA. His design supports this theory too, as it has a more human-like body than other Pokemon. Its ability to speak in an unrecognizable language via telepathy is another validation. The possibility that the Mew embryo was fertilized with human sperm creates even more disturbing possibilities that we don't want to consider. Number 8. Mewtwo currency exists somewhere in the world. Perhaps the strangest and most intriguing fact about Mewtwo is that it has official coinage with its image. This isn't a joke. There's actual money somewhere, and that somewhere happens to be Niue, New Zealand's sovereign state and free association. Bulbasaur, Pikachu, Squirtle, Meowth, and Charmander were among the 5 Pokemon coins produced by the Niue government in 2001. Each coin was worth $1 in Niue currency. Since then, people from all around the world have been scanning the internet to collect them all. Number 9, it can control others' feelings. Mewtwo can control the feelings of others. Giovanni constructed Mecha Mewtwo, a mechanical version of Mewtwo for the musical Pokemon Live. This version was able to absorb all attacks and retaliate by firing back at its foe. Mewtwo comes to the trainer's aid during the battle with Ash. He transmits Ash's positive memories into Mecha Mewtwo's mind. This causes Mecha Mewtwo to rethink his mind, and he manages to defeat Giovanni through self-destruction. And number 10, Mega Mewtwo might be stronger than the Pokemon God. We all know that Arceus is the Pokemon world's god. It created the entire cosmos to replace nothing. It was the strongest of the stats when Arceus was added to the game. Proto-Groudon and Ultra Necrozma have now surpassed it. Mega Mewtwo Y and Mega Mewtwo X are currently the most powerful Pokemon. Mega Rayquaza is the only one who can keep up with the two, making it even stronger than the Pokemon God. Wow, these facts were mind-blowing, right? Well, that's it, folks. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos like these.